2018 to 2024 Toyota Camry or Avalon. I got these Evap codes turning my check engine light on. It's a handful of Evap codes. My check engine light's on right here. Got P2402 P2401 Evap emission system switching valve, circuit low, detection reference, all these codes, P043E. I'll put all the codes in the description below. What I've seen on Toyotas, when you get a bunch of codes like this at once, it's usually the leak detection pump. I'll show you what I got right here. This is what I used to fix my problem. It's this guy right here. Now this comes as two pieces. I got this from the dealer. This is a Toyota dealer part. It has the Evap pump, and then it has this Evap mount with a hose on it. Here's the part number. I will link this below if you want to get this from the dealer. It fits a 19 to 22 Avalon and an 18 to 24 Camry. Now, this can come out. This pump can come out of this little case. The case has two tabs on both sides. You got to use something to lift both tabs up, and then while you have them both released, you got to grab the pump and like wiggle it and pull it backwards. It's kind of stubborn to get out. I kind of had to like go all around and pry on it. It's kind of a stubborn, you know what I mean. But I got it out, and if you want to go the cheaper route as far as getting a new part, this is just like a bracket with like a hose and like a small little mesh net. But you can get this leak detection pump by itself. It also has a Toyota part number on it right here, 90910-8F006, and they sell these on Amazon. So you can get yourself this and then just replace only this part if you want to go that route. I'll link it below as well. But I'm replacing the whole dealer part because I have the dealer. So anyways, it's up here, which is a tough spot, but it's not as bad as it looks. It has a hose that connects somewhere. It has the three nuts that mount it to the frame, and you have an electrical connector and a hose up here. So I'm going to show you what I did to get it out. The hose right here is a pain, but the electrical connector you can get off where it's at, and then this hose right here you can get off where it's sitting currently. You could probably get all three off, but I had trouble with one of them, and then we just get the nuts off. I'll show you. So first thing, I reached up here and I just got the connector off. You just squeeze the thumb tab on it like right here, wiggle and pull it backwards. Maybe use a little flathead to kind of pry it off. Be very careful not to break it. If it's dusty and old, it's going to be super stubborn, so just expect that. Now this one over here, I used a pick right here to get it off. I just kind of reached up here and I pushed down this green locking tab. Just kind of worked it and kind of pull it down. Don't like yank it down and rage rip it out because you'll break it, but just pull it out enough to where it'll loosen up and you could kind of wiggle and pull this backwards. It's kind of a snug area, so it kind of feels unnatural. Now I'm going to get the three nuts off. It's a 10mm nut. I had to mix it up between like a long extension 10mm and a small 1/4" ratchet. I'll show you what I mean. But I got this 10mm nut off right here, and then I had to switch to this guy right here. This is just a 1/4" ratchet with a 10mm deep socket, and I was able to reach up here and get these other nuts off with their little ratchet right here and right here. Once these were off, I was able to move the pump assembly kind of towards the left rear of the car so I can get that third hose off. I don't know what my problem was. I could not get that hose off. So I'll show you what I mean. Maybe you'll be able to get it off with it just mounted, but I'll show you what I mean. So I was able to kind of wiggle this and pull it towards the left rear of the car. And then I had more access to this hose right here. This is supposed to be able to squeeze on the sides and pull off, but over time it becomes super brittle and it just doesn't work. So I had to use two little tools right here and kind of push it apart on both sides and then wiggle and pull it backwards to get it off. Here's what it looks like. Try not to rage rip this off because this goes up into the car and then you'll have another problem on your hands. The Evap system is very sensitive to any kind of leaks or cracks. Anyway, so I got that off. Now you might be thinking like, well, how the heck am I going to get this out? So there's no room for it. Well, I found a trick I did is I just wiggled it to the right rear of the car as much as I could and then take off the sway bar bushing bolts right here, and then you could move the sway bar a little bit out of the way to get the Evap pump assembly out. So just get these two 14mm bolts out. Now it's still going to be a little tight, but you could actually kind of wiggle and move this with your hand manually, and you'll be able to squeeze that pump through if you're so inclined. That's what I did. It came out fine. I mean, it was a little bit of a wrestling match, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. And then here's my new one right here. Now what I'm going to do is just wiggle and put this up. I'll move the sway bar a little bit with my hand and get this up in here. and then kind of had to rotate it a little bit, and then mounted it up with the 3 nuts. This guy, just pop out this blue guy, and then we'll put this part on right here. This just goes right on, and then push it on really good. You'll kind of feel it, and then once it's on really good, you push that green tab down to lock it in place. Just like this. All right, he's snug, he's good. And then we'll go to the other side. I'll get this hose on. Now this hose also has a guide, so you could take it in or out of that guide, whatever makes it better for you. Hopefully you didn't break yours. I'm surprised I didn't break mine, but yeah, just go ahead and put this guy on, push him on. It should kind of lock in place like that. All right, got that hose on. That's probably the hardest part for me. And then we'll put our electrical connector back on, line it up, and just kind of push it. It may or may not make a snapping noise. You know, when they get older, they don't really work how they used to. But just make sure everything's tight as possible, because if there's a leak, the evap system will detect it. And that's how you replace the assembly. Put this hose right here. All right, and then we'll put our 2 sway bar bushing bolts back in. And that's it for installing the evap assembly. Now, I used a scanner to clear my check engine light and my codes, but if you don't have a scanner, you can do this. So after quite a bit of driving and cold starts, I got the codes to go away. Let's see, read fault code, no fault codes. Now the active codes will go away pretty quick, but it might hold on to permanent codes. If you're in California, that may prevent you from getting it smogged. But yeah, so eventually the codes went away. And just real quick, just so you know, number of warm-ups since I cleared the codes, 14 warm-ups. That means like a cold morning start towards the end of the day driving. And then I got distance traveled is 310. This is in kilometers, but you just convert it to miles. It's about 200 miles. So yeah, so basically it took about that amount of time and drives to make the codes go away, the permanent codes. So just you know, if your check engine light's not going out immediately, don't panic, because it has to run the evap monitor at least twice. And then this scanner is super good about like giving you specific data like this. So I'll link one of these scanners below. This is one of the best scanners, and they're pretty inexpensive scanner wise. But all right, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. That's all the information I got for you. The rest of the video is just some products and other stuff I got going on. Totally up to you if you want to stick around. I got a 15% off Oxido.com promo code. Now, Oxido has a bunch of products, but what they're mostly known for is their really good aftermarket headlights. So if you got an older car, 80s, 90s, 2000s, even a newer car, if it has a bulb, they probably got an upgraded bulb for you. You may have seen aftermarket LED headlights on Amazon, but the thing, I'm not going to say any names, but the thing is, they have a lot of issues. Sometimes they start to flicker after a few months, or they get hot and the LED burns off. These are available on Amazon. You can get them there. However, if you go to the website and use the promo code GearmoAuto, you can get 15% off. It's really easy. All you got to do is go to the website on your phone or your computer, and then put in what kind of car you have, what year, make and model, you know, that stuff, and then it'll display to you all of the available lights for your vehicle. You can get headlights, tail lights, interior lights. Highly recommend getting some good interior lights. You'll be surprised how bright it is. So just type GearmoAuto in at the checkout and you'll get 15% off.